How are you? How are you? How are you? And welcome to Stream Store. Now, this is a new thing we're trying out on Stream Store. This is kind of new. What we're going to do is that a lot of people have been asking us about what happens when you're off air. Like, because Dave comes on for a few hours, I come on for a few hours, and we leave the rest of the time vacant, right? So what we decided to do, we're going to record segments called Stream Store, all right? Now, this is going to be a Buy It Now section. We're going to feature items. I'm going to try to record it as often as I can. And we're going to feature items with a number and a price, okay? A number and a price, all right? And if you want to buy the product, all you have to do is type in the number, and we're going to assume you accept the price, all right? I'm going to try to put the price up in the bid box up on the top there. And all you have to do is type in the price. It's going to be a Buy It Now section. Since when we're off air, it's hard to run an auction because it's going to be pre-recorded. Right now I'm live, but when you're seeing it on the replay, it'll be pre-recorded. You can still comment just like you always do because the comments will come up. If so, I see a bunch of you there right now, so if you want to comment, go ahead. And if you're brand new to Diecast TV, I want to tell you about how to bid. So what you want to do is you want to go to DiecastTV.com and register, okay? DiecastTV.com and register. This is our website right over here. This is Diecast TV. And what I want you to do is go register. And how you do that is you go up to this button right on the top here that says sign up here. You see that? So sign up here. You click on that and you register here. This is the middle one right there, the $3.99. Now that $3.99 is for the entire year, okay? And I'll tell you why we do that is because we are a licensed auction house. So we have to know exactly who our customers are. We cannot have any false bidding or shill bidding. That's highly illegal. It's actually a 2-year jail sentence for doing that sort of thing. So to prevent that from happening, we just ask if we know who you are, all right? So when you register in the $3.99, we're going to give you a $10 credit to spend as cash when you register. So you're going to get the $3.99 back on there. However, we need to know your name. We need to know your address on there. Thank you very much, Rick Skelton. Then we need to know your name, we need to know your address, we need to know all that kind of stuff in order to ensure that we have a real bidder on our hands. And that's kind of what we want to do, all right? So if you're brand new, I want you to sign up to Diecast TV, all right? And the second thing is shipping. People always ask me, how much is shipping? Shipping is $1 per car. That's right. So if you buy a car, and quite frankly, even a 124 or 118, we count as one car, which is kind of nuts when you think about it. We should probably change that rule. And so $1 a car, there's a $3.50 charge for the box for the day. So anytime 24 calendars, and now if we do some Stream Store stuff on there, a calendar day is going to be pretty interesting because we'll try to run 24 hours. This Stream Store will loop. I'm live right now, but this Stream Store will loop during the course of the day, all right? So, and if you want to get something, just type it in. You might not see it on the screen because when I'm recording the show, I'm only getting the comments on the live record on there, but I will see your action of wanting to buy the car on the comment section in the back there, okay? So we'll see it, and then we'll tag that car and put it away for you. Do you understand? So a little Stream Store Buy It Now section, which is a recording we're going to rerun during the course of the day. Let's do a little practice. Let's do a little practice here, and I'm going to give you great deals. If you're watching Stream Store, one thing I can tell you, you will have great deals. That's right. You're going to have some fabulous deals here. So you know what? I could probably take that sell function off here too. I can probably take that sell function off. We're not going to do any bidding, so we'll just go ahead and take the sell function off. Let's see. All the cameras are going to work just the same as the regular show. I have all the elements like Holy Pick and Sold and everything else. So I just like every other show on there. The only difference is that you will have you will have a Buy It Now price. There won't be any auction on the price. And this is what's going to replay during the course of the day. All right. So the cameras that we have, if you haven't been to Diecast TV, we have 6 different cameras. We have 6 different cameras right here, and I play with them. We have 6 different ones. I can move them in, move them out. There's a full-fledged television studio here. So we got a full-fledged television studio here, and we're working with actually about $100,000 worth of equipment inside the studio, and this is what we do every single day. Now the first item in our Stream Store is going to be this a Corvette. This is the Gas Monkey Garage Corvette, okay? The Gas Monkey Garage Corvette. And this one here is kind of cool on there. And I'll tell you what I'm going to do here. The prices are going to be fantastic. I'm going to reveal the price in a second. I'm going to put it up on the card, and the prices will be revealed in one hot second. Now, this is the Gas Monkey Garage. The Richard Rawlins and the boys made that car. There's a real version of that, and that's a 1968 Corvette, and it's really cool. Now, if you'd like to get that Corvette, if you want to pick it up for yourself, all right, so the buy it now price is $2, okay? And if you want it, just type the word number 3, type the number 3 into the chat. If you type the number into 3 in the chat, you'll pick that Gas Monkey Corvette for $2. Sorry, hold on, what did I say there? What did I say? $2, that's right. I can't believe it myself, because we get $5 on the regular show for that. We get $5 all day long. It's a really cool Gas Monkey Garage. It's a 1968 Corvette. I love the stack, jacked, and racked nature of that car. On there, let me show you. I'm going to show you in the front there. Great profile on that sucker, just like that. It's really kind of great. The paint job is really cool. And if you like Corvettes, that's a 68 Gas Monkey Garage. Now, this is actually a part of the Hot Wheels Screen Time series. And if you want to get that, all you have to do is type in the number 3 in the chat. Type in the number 3 in the chat, and we'll charge you $2 for that car, okay? There's your Gas Monkey Garage. Let me get another one out here for you. We're going to do all kinds of different things here for you. All kinds of different ones. All right, here's another one. We're going to try another car up here. This is going to be an M2. This is kind of cool also. This is a 1954 Mercury, okay? 1954 Mercury. And M2 makes some pretty cool things. I don't know if you watched M2 or not, but it's pretty stinking hot. The M2, what they do in the M2 is they have moving parts, all right? M2, I actually met the owner of M2, Mr. Chow, I'm going to get him wrong. I call him Jimmy Cho all the time. But it used to be owned by a company called Fun Lines, and now it's owned by a company called Cast Line out of California. And they do some pretty good stuff. They're the original Muscle Machine. I don't know if you know, but Muscle Machine had a little financial difficulty. And this company, I think it went through Fun Lines, and then it went through Cast Line. I don't know the history and the thing. I don't want to sound like an idiot, but I met their ownership of that company. And this is a pretty cool 1954 Mercury. All right. So what's really cool about M2, if you pay attention, the detail is pretty cool, pretty hot. If you notice, it's got rubber tires. It's got the big white wall tires on there, and I love how accurate it is. I love the lines, how sleek it is. I don't know how they make these die-casts, because the molds on them are pretty detailed. And there's a lot of effort that goes into something like this when you're manufacturing it. And I'm just really impressed. There's a lot of handwork that goes into painting of these things. I know it looks like, think about this. The die-cast business isn't so big that you're doing a lot of automation. I think there's a lot of handwork done in die-cast. I think the base paint is automated and stuff like that. But when it comes to the details, I think there's a lot of handwork done. That's what I can't believe how low prices they actually get these out at. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a number on this one. It's going to be a number. And remember, all you have to do in order to win this one is type the number into the chat, okay? I'm going to put a random number in here. Type the number into the chat, okay? All right, so I'm going to reveal the number, and I'm going to reveal the price for you there. So if you want to buy it, I'm just going to put a little tag on it so you guys can see it. And this is going to be replayed during the times that we're not on air. So when you don't see Dave or you don't see me live on the show, I actually am live taping it, so people are watching it live right now. This is number 100, and you can buy this for $7. $7 on there. This is number 100. So all you have to do is type in 100 into the chat, and you'll pick up that Mercury. Pretty cool car. These old cars are pretty awesome. I love the way how low they are in the back. I love those rear fenders. They're really cool. They're the hubcaps. Everything about those old cars are really cool. I know a lot of guys love the old old vehicles because, you know, as we get into this electrical crap on there, these old vehicles become more and more appealing to the eye and to the, you know, it's our culture, right? When you think about it, not many things bring us all together like cars. Their cars really do bring us together. The entire world drives cars. Very few things are as common and holds the whole culture together and as they're important as cars are. So if you want to pick up that M2 Mercury, that's a moving parts Mercury there, all you have to do is type the number 100 into the chat. 100 into the chat, and we will charge you $7. We will charge you $7. Now I want you to watch the program because I am also going to put some free ones in here, some free ones, just to give you an incentive to watch. And we have some of them, we have a lot of. So I thought, you know what we're going to do? We'll throw in a few free ones for you guys. We'll throw in a few free ones so you can get the feel of it, the wheel of it, and the deal of it. All right, so that's pretty cool. That's the Mercury right there. Now another one is really cool. I got a lot of requests on the show, on their live show, for these Nissans, right? A lot of people say, hey, I want a Nissan. There are all kinds of people come around to us and ask for this Nissan. The JDMs, I got to tell you, it wasn't until I got into Diecast TV when I started appreciating just how cool JDMs really are. All right, so during the course of history here, Hot Wheels has honored these Japanese cars with 3 great sets. And those are the Japanese historic sets. I know there's like Japanese Historic 1, Japanese Historic 2, and Japanese Historic 3. And I'm going to tell you something. The following on these Japanese historic sets are nothing else than fabulous, absolutely fabulous. There, you'll notice the convention car back there, kind of cool. We always have a backyard. I encourage you to watch the show live. On there, watch the show live most weekdays from 1 till 5. I usually try to grab that show 1 till 5, and then Metal Dave comes in and does the prime time, and we're looking for another host also, so we can go back to that 3-host live situation that we used to have on there. Nissan Skyline, and this is the Japanese Historic 3 set. Now, if you don't know Japanese Historics, you should check out the Japanese Historic 1 set. That's going for a small ransom right now. Those cars are crazy. That was the first set to come out. Even the Japanese Historic 2 set is really hard to find, but this is the Japanese Historic 3 set, and this is the Nissan there. Now, you'll notice on these cars is a premium Hot Wheel. When you see a premium Hot Wheel, you'll see the real rider button in the corner there. That's rubber tires, of course, and I always like to see that metal/metal symbol because that means it's a metal-on-metal car. There's no plastic in it, which I think is great. The plastic is to a minimum, and it's usually a metal base, which you can see here. You can see the rivets. I often wonder why the rivets are different colors. Maybe some smart guy can explain that to me. But that is a Nissan Nissan R3 in the Japanese historic sets. I don't have very many of these. I think I only have one of these actually. So what I'm going to do here, I'm going to put a price on it. And if you want to buy that car, even after hours, all you have to do is type in the number, okay? Type in the number on the car, and you can have that car. Now, I'm going to put a really low price on this one. I'm going to put a really low price on this one because this is worth some money. And as time goes by, this car was worth more and more as time goes by. This is one of those Hot Wheels that does appreciate well with time. It's like a good fine wine. It gets better with time. You know what I mean? There. So there's that one right there. There's the Nissan there. There's Cody Collins saying hi. Hi, Cody. We're taping right now. Stream Store. We're going to do this on a regular basis. Let me show you the price of that, and I'll explain that in a second to you again. But take a look at that. That's number 101, and I'm going to only charge you $8 for that. That's it, $8 for that. 101, and it's only $8. So if you want to get that car, type in the number 101, and you can have that beautiful real rider Japanese historic Nissan for just $8. That's simple as that. Just simple as that. $8 hauler. That's all you have to do on that. Now, what I'm doing right now is you can see this. We're in the studio. We're in our live studio. This is our place called The Clinic. We're located in Arcadia, Florida. We have 8,000 square feet of fabulous die-cast cars, and there's a couple 100,000, I reckon maybe a 250,000. We actually don't even know. There's so many cars, and we've got overwhelmed. We've overwhelmed on how many cars that we actually have in the studio. So we try to get organized, and the studio is organized. We have some characters here, by the way. We have Reese, who handles all the IT stuff and the web, and the website's really fabulous right now. I'll go plug that in a second because I know Charlene's got some cars up there. Stacy Smurf, Stacy Dan has a killer store in there. My brother Ross the Boss, he's got a store in there. And I know Patrick Chandler's putting stuff up there. And I highly encourage you to become a vendor because it's a great place to sell your cars, and we only charge 9.9%, which is a heck of a lot less than eBay. And I will plug your cars right here on the live show, which is kind of cool. And I can also invite you to come on to the show, and we'll do a split screen or a full screen. You can sell your cars in your house, and the auctioneer on our side will conduct the auction. Because as you know, you must have an auction license to do an auction. All those ones you see on Facebook where there's a business and they're selling cars, you know, you've seen those. Those are illegal. They're finable up to $50,000. Yes, I am doing an afternoon show, Daddy Magic. I am. This is a taping of our stream store. We're live right now, but I'm taping it so we can replay it during the day when we're off. So I want to get to the point where we're always on. We're always got some video playing. There should be no dead time on Diecast TV. So I'm going to take the couple hours in the morning, usually, to tape a show, and that'll replay that when we're not live on air. Right now we're live, but we'll retape it when we'll play it when we're not live on the air, which is kind of cool. So anyways, going back, all you have to do on this is a buy it now section. It's a buy it now section. For example, I was just selling this Japanese Historic 3 Nissan Skyline, and if you want to buy it, it's not an auction. You can just type the number 101, and it's $8. That's right, $8. That's a great price for that, because that is a great Japanese Historic, $8. And you're off to the races. Isn't that kind of cool? That's the JH3. It's real riders, metal on metal. And let me tell you something, Japanese historic cars have been going up in price just time and time and time again. Every time I look at the Japanese historic prices, it just not scares me, but just pleasantly surprises me. Now this one, you're also going to get a protector, okay? You're going to get a protector for that car. There I have a big protector, which is hard to come by the way, these big protectors, but they're worth about $3. So you're going to get this protector in there. I wonder where they get these. I'm going to go look at that company because they got some good protectors. That's a good one there. I bought this from a collector when we bought 70,000 cars, and he had a lot of his stuff in protectors. He had more value in the protectors than I think he had in the main lines, but every main line he had was in a protector, believe it or not. He cherished his cars so much. I wonder if he's still around with us. I love that guy. He was a really nice guy. Anyways, we do buy cars too. You can go to DiecastTV.com and sell your cars. We do buy big lots, all right? So that's the Japanese Historic. Let me put it away. If you want it, type in the number. All you have to do is type in that number, and you're off to the races, kids. That's all you got to do is type in the number. All right, type in the number. I think that number was, I can't remember what the number was. I'll take a look at it last second before we move on to the next car. All right, let me get that back out there as we go. Check it out, check it out, check it out. All right, let's get another one up here. Let's get another one up here. Okay, here's a good one. I have a lot of Volkswagen lovers in the room. I've got a lot of Volkswagen lovers in the room. I can talk off the top of my head. This was number 101, by the way, number 101. And as you see, it's $8. $8. I type the number 101, and you too can have that beautiful Skyline Nissan. Let's do the next one here. I'm going to do this fabulously. All right, this is a Volkswagen Beetle, 1962. Now, you know that I love Beetles because I had 3 of them. I had 3 of them growing up. It was my first car. And let me ask you this, isn't your first car special? I got to tell you, first cars are always great. I remember my first car was a 1967 Beetle. Then I had a 1972 Beetle, and then I had a 1976 Beetle. Now this is a Matchbox. Now this is one of the better Matchboxes they made, and that's a 1962 Volkswagen. Let me show you that car. I'll show it up to you nice and close and personal here. You can see the car, all right? It's a 1962 Volkswagen Beetle, and take a look at this. This is that MBX metal cars. So basically, this car is really well. It's all metal. It's a beautiful Beetle. I love the Beetle. I used to have the engine back there. A buddy of mine used to take the, messed me up, took the distributor cap off, and of course the car wouldn't start. And he used to do that to me in the middle of minus 30-degree weather. The bumpers are great, nice chrome bumpers on there. I used to have a bunch of blankets and stuff on the front of that Beetle because it got cold where I was. In Canada, it got very cold, and that Beetle always saw me through. I tell a lot of Beatles stories on my dates there. Cody Collins says his first car was a 2000 Chevy Cavalier 4-cylinder 2-door. If you're live on the show, I can see your comments, so feel free to comment. Of course, when we replay it, we'll be looking for those numbers on the cars. We'll be looking for the number that people type in and the price. Of course, I'm tagging every car and putting it in a box, so even if it plays overnight and you buy the car, we'll know who wants the car, all right? So I'm going to tell you something. This is going to be kind of cool on this one because I feel very generous right now. I feel very generous, and I want to reward people like Kevin LaFontaine and Mike Smith and Chad Howard and all those guys who love our Volkswagens. I'm going to put a really low price on this. Hold on. Here's what we're going to do. I don't think I've ever done this before. But we'll do it here. We'll do it here, right here. And what I'm going to do is if anybody wants that metal, orange, great-looking Volkswagen, I'm going to charge you probably less than it was sold for. How about $1? $1. Type in the number 102, and you can have that sucker for $1. That's right, 102. Type the number 102 into the chat. That's all you have to do. It's not an auction. Type it into the chat, 102, and you can have that Matchbox, that metal Matchbox for $1. Easy peasy. That's all you have to do. All right. So that's kind of a cool thing. For $1. There's Timmy on the. There's Timmy. I'm doing a little stream store, Timmy, on there. A little stream store, which we're going to record every day. Not every day, but when I can record it, and we'll replay it till the next time. We'll just keep replaying it. So when we're not on air, the stream store will be running live. Not live, but taped. I feel like Colbert. Live on tape. I say, what the heck's that mean? Isn't it taped? But how can you say live on tape? If you're not live, it's taped. Anyways, things that bug me. I'm your host, Rick. It's Diecast TV. I'm one of the founders of Diecast TV. My brother and I, Rick and Ross, founded Diecast TV 4 years ago. I think I was adding it up the other day. I think we're up to 300,000 cars or something. I don't know. It's something like that. I'll get Reese to figure it out. He just downloaded every transaction we have since the beginning. And I asked them to come up with some numbers because I don't want to talk out of my ass all the time. That's my donkey. I don't want to talk out of my donkey all the time. So I say, give me some real numbers. How many cars have we sold? I know the number's probably $1.5 million worth. That I can track because I'm pretty good at seeing the deposits. But how many cars I wanted to fill? And I do know our average invoice is about $62 per person. I do know that number. And it's kind of how you figure. I think we're at 25,000 invoices, $62. So it's not a hard math to figure out. We are, but we do want to fill the dead airtime. So what we're going to do that, I have a stream store. There's a 62 Volkswagen. They're just, if you're watching this in the overnight or you're watching this in the afternoon, right now I'm live. I will be doing an afternoon show a little bit later. Dave will be in the prime time. That's $1. That's number 102, and that's $1. That's all you have to do. And this program, I'm going to tell some stories. I'm going to try to fill you in on the car stuff that I don't have time to do during the show. Because, the show is always about what is time, what is money. That's right, baby. All right, what do we got? All right, let's put another one up here. I'll put a little Johnny Lightning up here. Camera's freezing up, but I know it is. Because, I don't know why, because I put a new scene selection on here. Reese will be in a little bit later on, and he'll figure out why we're freezing up. I did notice that in the practice run. I was trying to do the scene selection, and I did notice it was a freezing up. It's kind of intermittent. There's another one here. Let me put this Beetle away. I'm sure for $1, a lot of guys will grab that during the overnight. There for $1. And by the way, if you put the number in and it's gone, remember, first come, first serve. That's right. This will happen. I'm sure it'll happen where people will put the number in, and of course I'm long off air, and you wonder what's going on. How come I didn't get the car? Well, I only had one of them. You know what I mean? All right, so let's take a look at this one. This is a muscle car from Johnny Lightning. Now, Johnny Lightning has had a kind of interesting history. When you go back, all kinds of people have owned Johnny Lightning. I just off the top of my head, playing Mantis, Tommy, the current group of people right now. I don't even know what their names are. They're in the original Johnny Lightning. These car companies go through some because it's hard to make money on diecast cars. I know it sounds like it's a living dream, but it isn't. There's a lot of companies trade hands. So this is a muscle car, and I get a lot of call for this car. I got to tell you, on the show, and it's funny because every time somebody wants it, I'm going to thank you, Daddy Magic. I've already been pointed out. And let me tell you something about commenting. I don't mind you commenting, just don't pile on, right? Don't pile on to the other guy's comment. All right, so there it is. There's a Pontiac Firebird 400 convertible. I got to tell you, I can't tell you how many times on the show do I get asked about Firebirds. We had a guy who just bought Firebirds, I don't remember, and we were always panicking to get some Firebirds ready for the show. I know Cody Munger loves his Firebirds, and this is a really good convertible Firebird. And I love these old convertibles, the way the ragtop used to go down. The ragtop used to go down in the back there. You know, nowadays my convertible, of course, I push a button and the roof magically disappears behind the, I don't know, in front of the trunk there. It magically disappears and Bob's your uncle. That's right. And when I want it back up, all I have to do is push the button again and all my windows and everything. Back in the old days, you had to get out and you had to pull that car down, put the cover on the roof, and kind of the old good days. So I'm sure a couple guys got pretty soaking wet with their on a date. They're on a date, get soaking wet. Cody Collins is going to work. Goodbye, buddy. I can see your comments. I know your comments are not popping up on air, but I can see them. There it is. That's a 1969 Pontiac. This is pretty cool. Let me check if it's got real riders on it. It certainly does, and I'll show it to you. And let me tell you something. I'm going to show you. I'm going to take this moment to point this out. Johnny Lightning has the diecast car, the Zamek metal all the way to the bottom. Have you noticed that? I'll show you. There's a Johnny Lightning. I'm going to compare that to a Hot Wheel. Let me just grab a Hot Wheel here. I got a Hot Wheel somewhere. Do I have Hot Wheels here? I got a few Hot Wheels. Check it out. Now you'll notice that it's more of a raw metal. You see that raw metal on the bottom of the car? Okay, so Hot Wheels tends to use another base. Let me show you. Now this one, of course, that base is not Zamek. Now if you've heard the word Zamek before, this is a Hot Wheel, of course. That's, what is that, a Musclemania 67 Chevelle. You've heard Zamek before, but it looks like Johnny Lightning. That's the Zamek. That's the alloy. It's zinc, aluminum, magnesium, and copper. It's not that hard of a metal. It's kind of on the softer side. That's why they can play with it. That's why most diecast companies, and by the way, diecast of any sort, all the diecast things that you've seen, trains and thimbles and all those diecast things, are usually made of the Zamek. And I did notice on the Johnny Lightning, a lot of times you can see the bases are Zamek. That is unpolished. That is an unpolished Zamek. When you see the polished ones on Hot Wheels, they just polish that metal up, right? They can. Matter of fact, I think I have one around here. I saw that. But sometimes in the cheaper Hot Wheels, they just put a stamped little, I don't know what kind of metal that is, but it's kind of a stamped quick metal on there. It's probably a little cheaper to make on there. Of course, I don't like the ones that are plastic. That's kind of, I don't like those either. However, that's just a personal preference. I do know even the Super Treasure and some kinds come out with the cheaper metal, but that doesn't deflect from the fact that people love them. Now there's a 69 Firebird for all you guys who like Firebirds. Let me put a number on that up there for you. Let me put a number, and I'm going to put a really low price for you, all right, on that 69 Firebird. And how this works, if you're watching the replay, is just type in the number. And you'll get the price. All right, I'm going to put a really low price on this one. So get this going. Here it is. And I'm going to, on these recorded shows, I'm going to spend some time talking about cars. I don't seem to have enough time because when I'm on a live show, you have to understand that I'm racing time. Basically, the only asset that I have is time. And of course, I have to get certain sales per hour in, otherwise the place doesn't work. That's right. And that's number 104. Type in the number 104, and you can have that for $5. Type in the number 104, and you'll pick up that Johnny Lightning 69 Firebird. Pretty hot little car. It's got rubber tires, great rims. I did notice the Johnny Lightning does have a lot more wheel selection on them. And I love the moving parts. You'll notice that it's got a moving parts. To get a real rider, rubber tire, metal, fully metal car with the moving parts on that, and paying only $5 for it. It's a pretty good treat. It's number 104. A great old Pontiac Firebird. Put the number 104 into the chat, and that car's yours, buddy. That car's yours. Kicker. Check it out. All right, let's do another one. All right, so we're going to stick to a little bit of Johnny Lightning for a second. Let me put that in the box. Put that in the box. Here's another one here, guys. This is a kind of a famous one. Hot Wheels makes these. Johnny Lightning makes these. And growing up, I tell you, Scooby-Doo was one of my favorite cartoons. Hey, Scooby-Doo, where are you? One of my favorite cartoons was Scooby on there. And that's the Mystery Machine. And Johnny Lightning makes a great a Scooby-Doo Mystery Machine on there. And if you can see, there's the dog. Scooby-Doo. There's the mystery machine. Now they have, I believe, on this they have 4 of these. Let me tell you which one this one is. This one here. Let me check on the top. There are 4 variations of this one. This one is definitely Shaggy. There's the 4 variations, by the way. I wasn't a genius. I'm reading off the back of the card. There is a Scooby-Doo variation. There's the dog on the top of the card. Take a look at the top of the mystery machine. That's the dog. There's Shaggy. You see the Shaggy on the top there? That's the second variation of that. There's the third one. It's Zombie. I guess that's what they were hunting that week. Zombie, and there's the chrome one. The chrome one's pretty hard to get. That's the Chase. I've had it here a couple times before. And this one is Shaggy. There's the Shaggy one on there. There's the mystery machine. I like the fact that they do that. They also throw on this one rubber tires. As soon as my camera picks it up, there it is. Check on the rubber tires. You'll notice that this Johnny Lightning is a little more modern, and it doesn't have that Zamek base. You see that? It doesn't have that Zamek base or that metal base. And this is part of their Hollywood on Wheels selection. This is part of that Hollywood on Wheels selection. And there's a nice one, Scooby-Doo mystery machine. Collect all 4 if you can. Collect all 4. You can get the Scooby, Shaggy, and I guess that Zombie one. And of course, the chrome one is the Chase. The chrome one is the Chase, all right? And I'm going to put a really great price on this one. It's a good one. Real riders, rubber tires. It's a nice car to have. I'm going to put a price. I think I only have 1 of these, so make sure first come, first serve. They're first come, first serve on this one. So if you want to pick this one up, on there, show you, mystery machine, it's number 105. Type in the number 105. And by the way, the card is in great shape. That card is immaculate shape. Type in the number 105, and you'll be charged $6 on that. There's a beautiful little mystery machine. You'll notice that the prices are here on the Stream Store are a little bit lower prices because you know, I want you to have a good deal and I want you to watch. All right, and I want everybody to watch this. And there's the mystery machine. Type in the number 105, and you will get that. You will get that mystery machine. For $6. $6. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. Good deal. On there, I always like people getting some hot deals. All right. All right, let me do another one. I'll do one more, Johnny, and I'll switch over to another brand in a second. All right, so there it is. Let me get that out of the way. Okay. All right, so back in the older days, all right, so I'm back to the Johnny Lightning, who owns Johnny Lightning scenario. There was a company called Playing Mantis. You see the symbol on the bottom there? Playing Mantis, all right? That was not Praying Mantis, but I think it was Playing Mantis, right? Yeah, I think. Playing Mantis. Kind of a pun on words there, and they had a pretty good run. They were kind of, I think, when Johnny Lightning was really great collectible, and many people collected them, and kind of in their heyday. They were off to the races, and doing really well. This was back in, I think, I can't remember the year of this. It might tell me on the back of the card, but back a few years ago, a couple decades ago, anyways. That was, I'm going to give you the year now, 1995. So the late 90s, Johnny Lightning and Hot Wheels were going at it like crazy on there. And, one was chasing the other, and they had some good cars. And one of the things that they did to make the car more appealing is they added this collector button. They added the collector button on this. And these are commemorative limited editions. There. And what they did is they had these little buttons. They're kind of like poker chips, see? And they hand numbered each one. So this one is number 12319. There won't be another 12319. There's only one of those. And so every single human who got one of these cars ended up with a poker chip number, what was different. I don't know what poor bugger in the factory had to number these things, but that's probably a tedious little task. But the cars were really great. This is a custom Thunderbird. Okay, I did notice that, how Hot Wheels and the Sweet 16, you hear the word custom a lot. I think Johnny Lightning was playing on that a little bit and naming their cars, I think, kind of similar. But they had great kind of mag wheels on them there. They had a lot of detail. They were kind of heavier looking cars, kind of metalier looking cars on there, but they look like muscle cars. I think the whole scene of that was the fact that they were muscly cars, right? They look cool. And that button on them made them collectible, really collectible. A lot of guys love it, and that would make these desirable. So if you ever see these button cars, there. That's kind of the story behind it. They were trying to give you an edge, and of course, the lower the number, people like the car better. And by the way, the lower the number, I learned, basically the lower the number implied earlier in the casting. So I guess the implication is if you can get a lower number, they haven't used the mold as often. They haven't used the mold as often. And if the mold is young, I guess the direct line is the quality might be better because the mold hasn't wore out yet, right? That's kind of the deal on the number. And there it is. If you want to get that car, type in the number 106. 106, and that can be yours. $5. That's all it takes. $5. And a little story behind that Johnny Lightning right there. $5, $5. They're gonna like pizza, and that's a nice little custom Thunderbird, $5. You know, that's a good deal. I could take that car out and put it on the showroom. A lot of times we do have showroom cars. We do sell cars individually. On the side here, we got a little dancing showroom. We call it the garage in the showroom, and the showroom is kind of over there. On red line days and on Blackwall days and all our premium car days, we use the whole studio, but we got 6 cameras in here all lined up, and they're all good Canons. Those Canons are, what are those Canons worth? I don't know, $6,000 each, $5,000. I get coming down in price. They used to be like $15,000 each. They're coming down in price, and they're getting better with time. And we got 6 of them in here, and so we have some pretty good shots. There's the close-up. I guess Dave was selling a Popo last night, just so you know. All right, so type in the number 106, and you can have that car for $5. And all the new guys, I want you to pay attention. All the new guys, what happened? Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, there it is. Oh, I lost my stream there for a second. All the new guys who are asking, how do I bid? What do I do? It's kind of easy. All you have to do is go to DiecastTV.com. I'll show you the website. The website's right here, DiecastTV.com. Let me just enable this so I can interact with it. And there it is. There's a marketplace over here. There's a store, which is pretty cool. And a lot of our guys are putting their cars in the store now. You'll notice Charberry, Stacy Dan is in here. I noticed Patrick Chandler's putting cars in here. I know Ross has put, let's say Charberry here. She's got some killer cars in here. I'll show you. So, by the way, what it costs here, if you want to become a vendor, all you have to do is go here to the sign up button, and there's a vendor button. Sign up as a vendor. We only charge 9.9%, cheapest out there, and we'll feature your cars on the show just like now, just like here. So I can't believe she still has a Chevy Nova. That's the one I have my eye on. There's your Chevy Nova. This is pretty cool. This is a convention Nova from last year, 35th annual convention. It's a Supernova. It's got the red, white, and blue on it. Real riders, pretty awesome. And if you want to buy it, it's $75. Just go to DiecastTV.com and check it out. She has free shipping on these. And I like the fact she put a bunch of pictures in here so you can look at the number. And there's the number. That's number 929 out of 6,200. 929 out of 6,200. That's a pretty good doggone. Let me see this picture over here. That's a great Supernova convention car. Free shipping, $75. You know, shipping on this is always $5-10, depending on where people live. Some people live in California. Some people live all over. But the condition's excellent, as she says. And you, too, could sell your cars in our store to our guys. We had thousands of people on the website yesterday. I thought that was pretty impressive. I'm looking at the analytics all the time. So what you do is you go up to the top here. There's a sign up here button. Click on that sign up here, and you can see there's a vendor button, there's a click to bid button, and a free membership, which is basically just the newsletter and Cars and Coffee. You can snoop around the store and look at stuff and buy stuff. But if you want to bid on the show live, you gotta sign up here. And if you want to be a bidder, benders later, sign up over here. Okay, that's how she works. That's how our Diecast TV works. Other stuff in here that I have not shown you is over here we have an appraise my car button, okay? So if you have a car that you don't know how much it's worth, you can just put your name and email up here, some notes, and upload a picture or a few pictures, and the boys here will tell you, we'll go back to our history, and we'll tell you how much that car is worth. We'll tell you how much we think that car is worth. A lot of people ask that question, how much is the car? If you want to sell your whole collection, there's a whole sell your collection button there. There we do buy the cash. We do buy for cash to sell. We have various ways to do it. We do buy big sets for cash, and we also do these auctions because don't forget we're owned by Florida State Auction on there. And we also have Cars and Coffee up here. Cars and Coffee is pretty cool. My goodness, great. What is this? Hot Wheels excavator was recalled. Hot Wheels history. Ugly Hot Wheels history. What the heck? Anyways, there's Cars and Coffee. My brother and I chat about cars, drink coffee in the Cars and Coffee section. So that's the Diecast TV. We had thousands of guys on the site yesterday. It's growing like crazy. Thank you very much for that. I see Mike Young is on there. Whoa, it's early. And I'll tell you what we're doing, Mike. We're recording, pre-recording a Stream Store. That's right. Remember how we used to have Stream Store with those little segments on there? We thought it would be interesting if I was recorded. And by the way, we're live right now. That's why I was able to respond to your chat, because I still see the chats up there. Of course, I don't show the chat because it doesn't make sense at 2 in the morning. Mike Young goes, whoa, it's too early. Well, I guess at 2 in the morning would make sense, but it wouldn't make sense some other time. So what we do, it's a buy it now price. It's a buy it now price. So I'll put a number on a car and a price. There's that T-Bird number 106, and the prices will be very low. Prices will be pretty low here. So you're going to get a great deal on the Stream Store pricing. So you type the number into the chat, and that's who gets the car. $5, $5. And I only have one of those. So if you've wanting that car and you don't type it in fast enough, you'll miss out. You'll miss out. Simple as that. All right, let's get some more up here. Let's get some more Cars and Coffee up here. All right, I'll do a couple. I'll do a little crazy one up here. Let me do something a little bit crazy. There, check it out, check it out. Let me get in here. I got some Euro cars. I got some Euro cars in here. All right, so here's a good one. What is this? That's not a. Oh, it's a Mercedes. All right, cool. Let's get a Mercedes in here. Let's get a Mercedes in here. I'll put that in the box. We'll change the box every day or whenever I do the. There's my brother. Hey, beauty. We're recording Stream Store, bro. I'm going to record, when I can, a little segment here, a couple-hour segment, which will replay during the day. It'll be like a live, I guess it's not a live Stream Store, but it's a Stream Store. That's right. Kind of a Stream Store lifestyle. Yeah, my brother is there. So this is a really cool car. Let me tell you about this car. First of all, it's one of my favorite cars of all time. It's the Mercedes 500 SL. It's probably the reason why I love Mercedes so much. Because growing up, I love this car, and I have the closest rendition of this car possible. I have a couple CLK 430s. Actually, I have 3 of them. They're one parts car, one black one, and one silver one. And it's because I love this car, because it's my CLK 430 is kind of this 500, and I've got a convertible just like this car. It's got a really cool paint job. Take a look at the green paint on there. It's got some slick wheels. But I want to pay you attention to the number. See that number? Collector number 815. When you're in DiecastTV.com, you'll notice when you're putting up your cars, we have categorized every Hot Wheel there is. Now, it's not 100% perfect, but I bet you it's 95% perfect. So if you're selling a car on Diecast TV, you'll find number 815.